Hello everyone, this is Akash Chauhan, and in today's lecture we will focus on basic file operations in C++. In our previous lecture we have done with input-output manipulators. Okay, so let's focus on basic file operations in C++ in today's lecture. Okay, so when we are talking about basic file operations, it means there is a file involved with some operations. So more precisely, we can say when we want to perform some operations over a file, then we need to know some basic operations. Okay, what are those operations we can perform over a file? Okay, so what we can do? We can open a file, we can close a file. Okay, we can also write in that file. Okay, let's say if we want to append something in a file, we want to read a file. Okay, so these are basic operations uh, over a file you can perform. Okay, if you have a file you can perform all these operations. Okay, so we will look at the basic example in which we will focus on each and every operation we can perform over the uh, over a file. The very first thing we will use is open a file, and you can open a file by using file, and it would be a file stream. Okay, f stream. This file would be f stream. We are using open function, and this one is the name with the text. Let's say you are using a text file, or let's say you are using excel file, you can provide the format of your file as well. As you can open a file in three mode. Okay, either you want to write something in a file. Okay, so for that there will be a different mode. So of iOS file you can use out mode, in mode, or app mode. App is for append, in is to read only. If you have opened a file in mode, okay, and if you want to write it, so you wouldn't be able to do so. Only when you have opened a file in out mode or app mode, then only you will be able to write in your file. So without any further ado, let me open the respective example for the same. So the very first, I have created four functions. Okay, in these functions a1, a2, a3, a4, I have discussed all these basic operations one by one. So in the first function, I will be discussing about how to open and close a file. This is very simple. I'm not reading, writing, or appending anything. It's just I want to open a file and close a file. So as I said, you have to use fstream. Okay, I have added this header file over here. So you have created a new file stream. In that you have used open function. Okay, similar to what I have just written over here, I have used this statement. Okay, so once you have opened your file, and if that file is there, okay, it is saying this file is not there, then it will say, let me explore that, it will say file creation failed. Okay, for any case if the new file, okay, this new file stream is null, okay, or not there, then it would say file creation is failed. In else case, it means the file is created, so it will say new file is created. Now you can close the stream. It is actually not a file. Okay, this is f stream over here, right? So it is a stream you are closing. Okay, this is, in other term we say the file, but the more correct way to you know to say this statement, it is a closing statement for your f stream. Okay, in simple word you can say you are closing your file, but it is not exactly the same. Okay, so this is about basic file opening. Okay, in different modes. Okay, and you are closing the file like this. You simply use the f stream and use close function, it will close the file. Okay, so let me minimize it, and let me open the view. It is to write something in your file. So in that case you have to use iOS out mode. Okay, this first mode, because you are going to write something in the file. So you have simply used new as a file stream, and have copied the same code, just except this one. So you have used new file. Okay, and you are inserting, it is an insertion operator, right? Why it is an insertion operator? Because we have used this insertion operator with the cout as well. Okay, so this message will print if the file is created, or if file is there, then this message which will be there, that new file created. Okay, and new file is the f stream, and you are saying this message will be inserted. You can see the arrow direction. This message will be inserted into the file stream, and now you can close the file. So this is the way to write in any file stream. Okay, so this is about writing in a file. Okay, I hope you are you have I hope you can understand this is the insertion operator and what is the use of this insertion operator, right? So let me execute it. I think e2. So if the file is there, okay, if this file is there, then this message will be printed, and if I open this file, this message will be inside that file. So let me execute it. Okay, and I will discuss these a3 and a4 as well, but let's first discuss the output of a2. Okay, so it is saying new file is created. Okay, so if, okay, A2 is to write something. I have written something over here, right? Okay. And A1 is simply saying what it is saying, simply opening and closing the file. So what I will go, wherever this file is stored, I'll go to that location. So let me open that. So this is the new file. So as you can see, I have opened the that file, okay, and the output is this. Okay. So in that case, it is saying that this file is created and we have inserted in by using a2. Okay, so if you talk about a2, it is simply writing this file first line into the file, and this is what we are able to see in the file. Okay, so this is about writing. So we have done with the reading, sorry, we have done with the writing, we have done with the open and close file. We have left with two more operation, which is reading and the append. So let's focus on append first. So to append in a file, it is similar to the write, it will append at the end. So what we will do, we have opened the file in append mode. Okay, in append mode, and new file, this data, this is the string, will be inserted into file stream, which is a file stream, and we are closing over here. So why it is append, why it will append data at the end of whatever we have written in the file? Because we have opened it in a append mode. So let's run e3 and let's check a file. So it is done. So let me open that. I think it would say it is updated. Okay, data is there. Okay, so what it is happening, it is simply appending data at the end of the file. Okay, this is about how to append the file. It just you have to use this mode over here. Okay, and simply this is the way to write anything in a file stream. Let's minimize it. Let's focus on a4. This is how to read data from a file. This is very important. Okay, so as I said in this, if you want to read, you have to use in mode over here instead of out. Okay, so in that case, I have used in iOS class in mode, and I'm checking if the file is there or not. So if it is not there, then it would say, okay, you are reading a file which doesn't exist. Okay, so it will say no such file is there. So it will come to else when there is a such file exists. It doesn't matter what it is inside. Okay, but first we will look at if the file exists or not. That is our main job. We will come to else if such a file is there. Okay, so we have to introduce or initialize a character in which we will store, okay, in which we will store each and every character of a file. Okay, so it is saying new file is the stream in which is pointing to that file till you reach to the end of the file. Okay, this is the negation. It is saying if you have not reached to the end of file, keep looping in this loop. Okay, so this is the file stream. I have discussed this, the use of no skip ws. It means you don't need to skip the white spaces. Okay, and simply this is actually, if you can if you can remember, we use this extraction operator in scene. So new file will be extracted using this function into ch. Ch is the character, so it will read only one character. Okay, and you are printing that character, and it will keep looping till it is not reached to the end of the file. Okay, and once the loop is done, it will close the file stream, so it is reading the file actually. Okay, so let me run this. Okay, and it will print this output over the screen. Okay, this is there. Okay, so this is how you read a file. You first check if the file exists or not. Okay, and then you will check if till you have not reached to the end of the file. Okay, keep looping it, and I'm printing each and every character the file contains. Okay, and then I'm closing the file stream. Okay, so guys, this is all about your basic file operations. Okay, so if you have any doubt, you can comment down below. Okay, thank you so much guys for today's lecture.